The report has various dates and time the staff clocked in and their hourly wage. Bear used the simple formula taking time out minus time in, but it does not work for some of them. He manually calculated the hours, spending 6 seconds per row and a total of 3 hours 26 minutes for 2,000 rows. He thought that was the end of his misery, but when he multiplied hourly wage and hours worked, he got a ridiculously low amount. How can the wages earned be lower than the hourly wage? So he spent another 4 seconds per row manually counting the total wages and wasted another 2 hours 10 minutes for 2,000 rows. Let's find out what is the actual value behind time, and that helps us in date time calculations and manipulation. We learned it previously on the actual value behind dates. To watch the video, you can click on the top right corner over here or by clicking show more in the description box down here to see the link. So if dates are integers, what about time? Well, time is a fraction of a day. Our day starts at 12 AM 0000 hours. There are 24 hours a day, and thus 1/4 or 0.25 of 24 hours is 6 AM or 6 hours. Half or 0.5 of 24 hours is 12 PM, and so on. We can check the actual value of time by changing the format to general. Go to the Home tab on top of the ribbon. Click on the drop down over here and choose General. Keyboard shortcut is Ctrl-Shift-Backtick. As expected, the actual value is 0.75 since 6 PM is 3/4 of a day. Let's press Ctrl-Z to undo the formatting. Bear previously got an error for some records, and this is because the time out is lesser than the time in. Excel tells you dates and times that are negative or too large to display as hex. This is why we got the error. Excel is unable to take an earlier time minus a later time. In terms of decimals, it is taking 0 minus 0.75, and that is a negative. If I ask you the total machine hours operated from 12 PM to 6 PM, what would you ask me? You cannot just assume it's done on the same day. The start date and end date would be an important question. The same goes for our scenario. Staff works from 6 PM to 12 AM, but from which date to which date? We need to combine the date and time together and calculate the difference. Since you know date are integers and time are decimals, you can easily combine them by adding the two cells. Repeat the steps to add the start date and time. This end date and time needs to deduct the start date and time in order to find the difference, or simply do it all in one cell. Now that you know time are decimals, using $10 multiplied by this cell here, it's not multiplying it by 6, but 0.25. Hence, you should use 0.25 and multiply it by 24